originally penciled in as the starter, but a late change. Kelly Lynch in the circle for LSU.
Well, I think if Lynch gets in any trouble, I think probably Chafin is the first out of the bullpen.
Hooper hitting just under 400. She's had a terrific year.
We saw the Aggies be very aggressive last night. Running the bases, swinging at first pitches. This young lady can lay down a bunt for a hit. It hasn't shown it so far.
Yesterday she was hitting second. She's leading off today.
Little switch up in the lineup. 2 screwballs from Lynch that one worked a little bit further out of the zone.
That pitch is elevated.
There's the rise ball, but it's not a usable pitch.
Harper had a good night last night. She was 2 for 4. She had 2 of the 7 hits for Texas A&M. Woolley and Hill will follow. And that's punched foul up into the net on the left side. It's a gorgeous day, but it is windy. It's blowing out toward left center field right now. South-southeast winds at about 10 miles an hour, and sometimes more than that. 73 degrees at game time, and no chance of rain.
None. It's a beautiful day in the capital city. A little nippy, though, that wind. Although it's always colder in this press box than it is outside.
A full count pitch coming to the leadoff hitter. And we will do it again.
Good at bat so far here for Harper. She's laid off pitches that she can't touch. A couple of non-usable pitches in this repertoire from Lynch.
Lynch brings the payoff pitch. Just off the plate. Lynch is grimacing a bit in the circle.
Bergeron held it there just for...
And a strike to Coco Woolley, who has normally been the leadoff batter.
We had some key challenges last night that ruled in the favor of one LSU, with runners leaving early.
Woolley was 0 for
Good
4.
bunt
She gets
there.
the bunt down. Gutierrez hums it over to Petty, covering first base. And Woolley, with a nice sacrifice, immediately pushes Harper into scoring position with 1 out. Tricia Ford in her 2nd season, and she has already fashioned a very impressive turnaround from the conditions in which she inherited this ball club.
Last year, the Aggies were 12-12. That's the first time to go 500 in SEC play since 2018. Now, we talked about yesterday about the home runs that Texas A&M has hit, 47 to be exact, and we said there was such a huge disparity between the Aggies and the Tigers, but the Tigers had a walk-off last night to win the ball game.
Texas A&M's power numbers this year, though, are much more impressive than they were a year ago. They've already had as many home runs this season than they had the entire year.
47. Tigers have 27.
Jasmine Hill had 2 base hits last night. The Aggies failed with runners in scoring position 3 times last night.
They had a huge chance in the first inning to really make a statement, and they only got 1 run out of it, and it's kind of shaping up a little bit in their favor again.
Well, there were 2 hits and 2 walks. One of those walks was with the bases loaded last night. You can see the record in the SEC. It was 8-16 in 2021. The next year, 6-18, and then dramatic improvement at 12-12, and 8-2 this year. So the arrow is pointing in the right direction for the Aggies.
And of course, with an 8-2 record, they've won all of their SEC series so far. Down 0-1 in this one.
The 1-strike pitch. Lobbed to Pleasance on the left side. She's got it, and that's the 2nd out.
It's a good screwball or a rise ball right in on her hands.
And you pointed out yesterday, Yvette, when the Aggies had 4 losses, and now they've got 5. But all 5 losses this season have come by 1
It's
run.
crazy. Crazy.
Here's Cottrell. Julia takes a strike with teammates at second and first. Cottrell was 0 for 2 with an RBI yesterday. She walked with the bases loaded. The pitch. Steal, right 2.
2 nice rise balls that move through the zone. Kelly Lynch is a cool customer. Not much emotion.
She came back with the elevated pitch, but Cottrell recognized it and stayed away.
See, Bergeron had to kind of lift up to catch that pitch.
Here's the 1-2. Grounded foul past third. The inning started when Harper walked. Willie sacrificed her to second base. Hill walked. Kennedy popped up to Pleasance. 2 on, 2 out, top of the first.
Trying to sneak that screwball inside. Purple people in the stands want it to be a strike, but it's not.
Kaylee Young is calling balls and strikes. James Colsey is the first base umpire. Annette Bergman is umpiring on the other corner. That might have been ball 3 elevated, but a very close pitch.
Yeah. She's already swung at, I think, 2 balls in this at-bat.
Enright, who's a very good hitter, is on deck.
But you see Lynch, there's no emotion, no facial gestures of any kind.
The 2-2, poked into right field for a base hit. Rudy comes up throwing. It's bouncing into the plate, an accurate throw, but late. And just like yesterday, Texas A&M takes a 1-0 lead in the first inning.
And it's because she runs so well. Rudy got that ball quick. She's got a cannon in right field. I think A&M is asking for obstruction at first base. Let's see here. Well, I don't know. That's not obstruction.
Rudy came on and got that ball quickly and then threw a strike on 1 hop to Bergeron, but she did not beat Harper to the plate.
Well, that's a good piece of hitting. And because Harper, you've got 2 outs, 2 strikes, Harper's moving.
Texas A&M is trending very nicely when scoring in the first inning and also when scoring first. That was upset yesterday by the Tigers.
I was about to say, but not yesterday.
For the season, the Aggies are 12-2 when they score in the first inning, and they are 19-3 when they score first. So they've done both of that today.
See, Lynch has good late movement.
Allie Enright was shut out yesterday in 3 attempts, but this is one of the best hitters in the country. That's a strike high in the zone.
And Blue kind of got lost there.
Enright has been remarkable with 23 2-out RBIs this year. She's hitting .450 with 2 outs. Enright will take a walk away from the plate after a second call strike.
Okay, somebody a little confused with the count here.
Texas A&M has scored 109 runs, 50% of their total runs in the first 3 innings. They have made a habit of getting out ahead early and maintaining it.
Blue kind of got a little enamored with calling strike 3, which it wasn't, but it is now.
Enright goes down on strikes. Decisions this year. And she misses on Newland.
We don't think we're going to see a lot of changeups. She can throw it.
She's only allowed 35 hits in 48 and a third innings. The opposition is batting less than 200 against her. Unlike some umpires, and this is not a criticism, Kaylee Young, in the first inning at least, looks like she likes to call that high strike. And it's a rule book strike.
Yeah.
The 1-1.
She's called it for both sides.
This is lifted out toward right field. Enright is there. And Allie Newland.
Club for the Aggies.
Briggs had a critical base hit last night. Sierra has hit safely in 5 consecutive games now.
The Tigers are now 8-2 against nationally ranked opponents this season.
That's an important number for postseason seeding and consideration.
Well, obviously the Tigers would like to host a regional and then a super regional. Started off 25 and zip and ran into a little bit of a cold spell. That was a good game. That was a good win for the Tigers last night. It's 2 in a row here now. They beat Missouri. Well, they beat Nichols midweek.
Texas A&M also has impressive success against top 25 teams this year. They are 10-2. The only 2 losses have been to Mississippi State and LSU last night.
And Mississippi State is showing some stuff. They can swing the bat. Their run scores are like slow pitch numbers.
Oh, you don't see that very often.
No.
Briggs chased one very much elevated.
Well, they probably recognizing the strike zone is up a little bit, but that was a bad pitch to swing at.
Beth Torina, 519 wins, 224 losses. She's won 70% of her games, season number 13 in the LSU dugout.
And getting very close to being the all-time winningest softball coach in this program's history.
You don't regret that a bit, do you?
No one I'd love to break that record more than Beth Torina. So that was a welcome relief for many reasons for her. Such an impressive looking athlete.
She's had 2 walk-off home runs this year, one against Boise State. That was an extra innings as well. And then, of course, last night in the 8th.
She didn't have much to show for it all before she hit that walk-off, but she had blistered the ball her at-bat previously.
Pleasance is up to 4th place in career home runs behind Bell, Jaquish, and Sunseri. Pleasance with an opportunity to move into 3rd place perhaps by the end of this year.
Georgia Clark on that list. I wonder if she's running something in Houston by now.
Her teammates used to say that eventually they would all be working for Georgia Clark.
Absolutely. Sort of like that joke about Vanderbilt. Okay, you're going to beat us, but you're all going to work for us one day.
Here's the 3-2 pitch. Base is empty. Belted high and deep. Let's see if this carries.
Nope.
It's going to stay in the ballpark, and it's caught by Enright.
Of course, Lynch is a graduate transfer from the University of Washington. You see the patch on her sleeve there, SEC graduate. That's pretty cool, I think.
I like it as well.
Georgia girl who went to Washington back in the South in Louisiana, and she told me she just wants to travel after this. And I said, good for you.
Wiggins, Eshte, and Powell for the Aggies in the 2nd.
Nice little push bunt.
Lynch has got it, slings it over accurately to Gutierrez. Well done by Lynch.
Good looking athlete there.
Indeed. She pounced on that like a rat on a Cheeto.
She, all of the LSU pitchers are very athletic when it comes to that. They feel their position very well, but You're right. She saw that Cheeto and she went after it.
Here's Eshte, the former Ragin' Cajun from the University of Louisiana Lafayette.
She had a good day yesterday. Brenham, Texas.
Eshte had a couple of base hits last night, was 2 for 3.
She could have been hospitable and brought us some Bluebell ice cream. Of course, I guess it would have melted.
It would still be good. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1-0 Texas A&M. This is the second game of the series. These teams will conclude play at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Central Daylight Saving Time. That's high and tight, and the count is 3-1.
And of course, we're playing this series a day early, so everyone can be at home with their families on Easter Sunday.
Lynch misses, and that's 3 bases on balls already. This is not a formula for success. A 1-out walk, and now Kennedy Powell comes to the plate. Hitting .287 at the bottom of the order. She has started every game but 1 this year. She's from Conroe, Texas. Lynch finds the strike zone. The top of the order, represented by Amari Harper, is on deck. Runner is on the move. The throw is in time.
What a throw.
And Carly Petty was hanging in there at second base. Applied the tags. Would be down there. They could shake hands with the pitcher.
Absolutely. But now I think this is the controversial part of the game. That and replays of leaving early.
And replays have done a lot to clean up the game.
They have. I don't know about the replay leaving early, if it's the rule that was, if it's was intended the way it's being used.
Well, it's eliminated the possibility of lengthy arguments from the bench or coaches as well.
Absolutely.
Because when you go to replay, that's the ultimate answer, and
of course,
any arguments after that are not allowed. You're subject to disqualification. Here's Raylene Gutierrez. Lynch and Petty will follow against Ackerman. Ackerman, the tall right-hander, has had good numbers this year. They list her at 5'10". She looks taller than that to me.
Yeah.
The 2-1 pitch. Gutierrez did not time that very well. Raylene is in graduate school. She's from Upland, California. The 2-2 drops out of the strike zone. That was a courageous take by Gutierrez.
Yes, it was.
With 2 strikes.
Thought that right hand was coming up.
She has played deep and straight away.
Ackerman's given up, I don't know if you've said this, 16 walks and has 32 strikeouts. So, ooh, that's another one. Barely
she did
missing.
Not swing. Gutierrez
barely missing.
Draws the opening walk here in the bottom of the second.
And almost committed. See if Lynch will sacrifice her, if Beth Torina will allow her to hit. Very good at bat, who's come up with some huge RBIs during the season.
I'm just thinking the latter. I think she's going to be swinging. We'll see.
Yep.
One or no. Lynch hitting .304. She's only had one sacrifice bunt this year.
Oh,
and she belts
Nelly.
it deep to left center field. This ball is carrying and
nice
caught
play.
on the warning track by Kramer Este. Gutierrez has to reverse and hustle back to first base. Este tracked it down. It looked for a long, long time like that ball would get down in the alley or perhaps even sail over the fence. But Este said nay.
If it would have been a little higher, because that's the way the wind is blowing. Look at this, but this is a nice play. Great read off the bat. And almost doubled her off.
Base had that ball not been caught. Here's Petty.
Seen Cottrell throw some snapback throws, so Gutierrez can't fall asleep over there at first base.
One ball, one strike. One out, one on, 1-0 Texas A&M. That's a little bit inside. We've got some high overcast. No chance of rain today. Lots of blue in the sky, but some patches of overcast high clouds.
Beautiful sky. You see that change up there that we talked about. She doesn't rely on it much. It's like looks like she doesn't have a lot of confidence in it when she threw it.
There is some chiffon in the sky today.
Chiffon. What you were going to say, maybe meringue.
The pitch. Ball 4. The Tigers, without a base hit, have 2 runners on now and 1 in scoring position.
And Trisha Ford's been out there already, so she goes again. She's got to pull her. Trisha Ford is the pitching coach, longtime pitching coach. Longtime pitching coach at Stanford.
Well, you have to admire what she has accomplished prior to Texas A&M, and now a swift turnaround for the Aggies from a couple of years ago. There's a strike to Mackenzie Rudity. LSU last night was not particularly good with runners in scoring position, nor was Texas A&M. Give credit to the starting pitchers for that. But the Tigers were 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position last night.
Pitchers made big-time pitches in big-time situations.
They did, and there were some sparkling defensive plays as well.
Beth Torina down there with her purple top and her gold shoes. It's appropriate for Easter.
Rudity lines one to right field. It is caught by Enright as she backpedals quickly. Another well-hit ball.
Yep.
Had that been pulled or in the gap, it would have been down for a base hit and at least an RBI.
Yep, the Tigers are squaring up the ball for sure. Don't have anything to show for it yet.
2 walks and 2 line drive outs here in the second. Here's Bergeron. Macy hitting .274. She's making her 23rd start. 2 home runs this year, 2 doubles. Ball 1.
That changeup again. It looks like it just gets stuck in her hand. Sophomore having a much better season than her freshman start. Throwing out runners left and right behind the plate.
This is popped up, and it's going to end the inning. The shortstop near second base makes the play. Woolley right there. And the Tigers leave a pair. Back to the top of the order we go for Harper. And she takes a strike from Lynch.
It's a good sign from Lynch to throw the first pitch strike. Just trying to work that outside corner.
That's not a bad place to be.
No, not to a lefty. There's her changeup there.
7 of her 10 first pitches have been strikes, but she has walked 3.
And there's a beauty there.
One ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter in the third, Amari Harper.
Just a bit wide.
And the count is level at 2. Harper is played in the outfield as an opposite field hitter and straight up on the infield.
And that's why.
She lines it over Pleasance's head. Newland cuts it off deep in the gap and holds Harper to one base. But Harper, with a very controlled short swing, punches it over the head of the shortstop.
You see,
well, she kept her head down on it and really struck it well.
Good scouting report. That's exactly. And how about Newland cutting that ball off so she can't get a double? And Gutierrez with a fake over there to make her hustle back to first base.
Now here's Coco Woolley, who had a sacrifice bunt following Harper's walk in the first.
And she's very aggressive. Tied for the most at-bats on the team. 14 stolen bases. And they will let that go.
That was a wise choice.
Got a freshman over there. Of course, Danica Coffey lost to the season for the Tigers. ACL, she's already had the surgery. There she is in the dugout. Huge loss for the Tigers, both offensively and defensively. The freshman there is doing a good job. 2 Texas girls.
And McKee is learning third base on the fly. These players do multi-train in the off-season in fall practice and early in the January practice.
Oh, yeah.
But that's not a normal position for her.
All of the infielders have practiced at every position.
2-2 pitch, bounced up the middle and by the diving Carly Petty. The runners advance 60 feet. Back-to-back singles by Harper and Woolley.
2 good at-bats here. Look how long she stays on this pitch. Petty just misses that ball. Petty has played an outstanding second base for the Tigers since arriving from Oklahoma State.
She really has, especially this year. A+ stuff defensively. Here's Hill. Ball 1. She came in hitting .375. She walked her first time.
Arizona State transfer that followed her head coach, Kelly Ford.
She's from Norwalk, California.
To Aggieland.
2-0. Hill has been very good in situations like these, batting .394 with runners in scoring position. And Lynch now is having some difficulty throwing strikes. Back-to-back singles by Harper and Woolley and a 3-0 count on Hill.
They lost her on 4 pitches.
So the water is boiling around Lynch and the Tigers with the bases loaded and nobody out. And the cleanup hitter, Trinity Kennedy, is at the plate.
And there's Berzon in the bullpen warming up. See that severe angle of that screwball. Lynch steps left and follows her body and throws right and just tucks that ball right in her legs.
Trinity Cannon is a senior from Forney, Texas. Cannon popped up to Pleasance last time. And the 1-1. Way outside.
Kind of steered that pitch outside.
She's had 2 opportunities this year with the bases loaded as Trinity Cannon.
Aggies were in this kind of situation last night in the first inning. They did not take advantage.
The 2-1 pitch.
That was hit
Rammed with authority, foul.
Hitter's pitch there. She jumped on it, but just a little early.
Cannon is 1 for 2 with runners on every base this year and hitting .351 with runners in scoring position. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. That is a huge strikeout for Lynch and her team, but there's still work to be done.
We talked about her rise ball just keeps tailing up. Big strikeout.
That's her 3rd of the day. And here's Cottrell. Cottrell is the difference in the game right now. She had a 2-out RBI single to right field in the first inning. 2 for 4 this year with the bases loaded. And she's driven in 5. She's also walked with the bases loaded.
That ball, that rise ball must be moving through the zone because the Aggies are swinging at pitches over their heads. Yeah, it's a good rise ball. Tunneling that pitch, it looks like it's a strike, and it just keeps moving.
One out, the bases are full. Texas A&M leading 1-0 and a chance to get more in the 3rd. The 0-2 pitch to Cottrell. She stayed off the rise ball. That's a call, 3rd strike.
Painted that outside corner.
Cottrell is walking away
in disbelief.
In disbelief is exactly the right word. That pitch looked off the plate an inch or 2. But Lynch and the Tigers got the benefit of the doubt. Here's Enright. Swing and a miss. Those rise balls are looking like a hovercraft. They just go straight up.
It's the best rise ball I've seen in a while. It truly has the Aggie hitters fooled. See, that's not a usable pitch there. You know out of her hand that the ball's going to be a ball.
Lynch to the plate.
Yep.
Swing and a miss. Can she do the improbable? And that is, after the bases were loaded with nobody out, can she get her team back to the dugout unscathed? Enright has not been a factor offensively yet in this series, but she is a terrific hitter. And she strikes out on the rise ball. What a performance under tremendous pressure.
So let me correct something. Tricia Ford, evidently I must have said Kelly Ford. There is a Kelly Ford that's a coach, but obviously Tricia Ford is the Aggie coach, and I know that.
Well, Maddox McKee just got a ball thrown off the helmet by the catcher trying to return it. Watch this. Bam.
Lynn, I saw this happen in the College World Series. Arizona was in the game, and I think the ball rolled all the way to the outfield.
Oh, my.
And they scored. It was at the Women's College World Series.
It looks like they are doing the perfunctory examination after a blow to the head. She says she's okay. Let's look at this again. This ball caroms to the third baseman.
The worst part is that, where'd that come from? You know, when you get hit like that and you don't know why or where it came from?
And Cottrell quickly apologized. Certainly nothing intentional there. McKee is at the plate for the first time today. 2 strikes on the freshman.
Oh, nice. Misjudged it and still came down with the catch.
Kennedy Powell at third base, leaping and manages to grab it for the out.
She misjudged it at first. Watch this. Jump, comes back down, jumps again.
She thought it was hit harder than it was, but did have time to come back down and jump again to get it.
There's that changeup. She's just got to keep throwing that pitch. What an inning for Lynch in that last inning, striking out the side with the bases loaded. As I said, that's the best rise ball I've seen in a while.
Wiggins gets it to Harper for the second out. Newland is 0 for 2. Ackerman has walked 2. She has struck out 1. LSU does not have a base hit. Texas A&M has 3. Here's Briggs with 2 outs. She struck out on a very high pitch last time. Ball 1. Sierra's 36 hits leads the team.
These 2 games have been played, very well. Quickly, good pitching, good defense.
Last night's 8th inning hero, Taylor Pleasance, is on deck. But there are 2 outs and the bases are empty. Briggs can afford to be choosy. She lets it pass for a strike.
Good pitch behind. Good screwball.
Ackerman to the plate. 3-1. The Tigers have had only 2 base runners. A walk to Gutierrez and a walk to Petty. There's ball 4. The third walk of the game comes with 2 outs here in the third, and it brings Taylor Pleasance to the plate.
Hit the ball hard last time up, but stayed in the park.
She pulled it to the right fielder. That's a high strike.
Once again, but that was a changeup that worked. Blue does like that high pitch. I mean, you're right, it is a strike. Just don't see it called much.
It's consistent with the rule book.
Yep, and she's been consistent.
The 1-1 pitch to Pleasance. And that
Hitter.
got a little piece of Pleasance, and it pushes Briggs into scoring position. This is critical for the Tigers because Briggs is an excellent base runner, an intelligent base runner with speed. Just about any kind of a base hit would score her.
Here comes Trisha Ford. She's going to go out there and talk to her pitcher.
Was hit by a pitch. Gutierrez walked last time. Ball 1. The outfield is deep and straight away. That looked like an off-speed pitch of some kind.
That's why I said she's just got to keep throwing it.
Gutierrez having a
it.
terrific year at 365 homers, 25 driven in.
One, you want the look of that pitch, and two, she's going to land it sooner or later when she needs it.
2-1. This very large crowd just waiting for something to erupt about.
Got some Ags in the stands, too.
A drive to deep center field. Hill is back and takes it 2 steps in front of the warning track. So the Tigers.
You just don't see those big K numbers anymore in this game. You know, they used to line the outfield fence out there.
Yeah. Double figures were common.
Oh, yeah. Especially in the days of the white ball. Oh, my. It could have been 50 pitchers across the country with 10 Ks on a night. Not anymore.
The lights have been turned on recently here at the ballpark. This is a terrific facility, not only for the players with the extra large dugouts and all the accoutrements. The Mike Moore Performance Training Center, which actually has an infield under roof in that building with all kind of batting and hitting cages as well, and a lot of flexibility for training.
Cool deck right there. Used to watch the game, and really cool on football game days for recruiting.
Well, I'm working with Yvette Girard, who has a field named after her at the University of Louisiana Lafayette, and also a clubhouse deck named after her here at LSU. Nicely done by Allie Newland. Wiggins fouls out to the left fielder.
Not much Newland doesn't catch out there.
Here's Kramer Este. She may be the first player I've ever seen with 91 as a number.
And she's a Texas girl. That's usually it's got to have some significance for her. That's usually a Cali person with those big numbers. As we said, she's Brenham, Texas, home of Bluebell ice cream. And, you know, I've never really seen the Bluebonnets. I think they're in the flowers, you know.
Oh, they're beautiful. Gorgeous,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
I think they're in full bloom right now. I've seen pictures lately.
There will be no play on this.
You know, as you get older, you appreciate things like that. When I was younger and people talked about, you know, maybe getting on a bus and go see leaves changing, I thought, oh, God.
Nah.
How old do you have to be to think that that's cool? Now, when you really see it in person, you're like, oh, it just takes your breath away.
I agree with you completely.
There's that big rise ball again fooling the Aggies. You'd think by now they might want to zone
Pleasance
something
is
else.
calling off the left fielder and the third baseman.
Easier said than done, though, when you're trying to zone down and pick another pitch. They're
Well, that's 5 in a row she's retired after loading the bases with nobody out.
She has definitely settled into a groove.
Powell struck out into a throw him out double play last time. Ball one outside to Kennedy Powell.
Have you used your incredible stat yet on Bergeron throwing people out?
No, she has done something that is very difficult to do. And we're talking about Macy Bergeron. She has thrown out 5 of 8 would-be base stealers. That's incredible.
Absolutely.
If you get 50%, that's an incredibly high number. But to be even above that,
talk about stopping a running game.
that's 63% of the would-be base runners she has gunned down. There's a shot to right. Kennedy Powell laid back on that pitch and then lashed it to right field. A two-out single.
Good timing there. The slapper. Back control.
First baseman with 13, Amari.
Here's Amari Harper. She's 1 for 1 at the top of the order. She has walked and scored the game's only run. And this one will twist off out of play, foul into the bullpen down on the visitor side. There have only been 4 hits in the game, and Texas A&M has every one of them.
Harper and Woolley have been impressive at the top of the lineup.
Well, they're 2 for 2 combined with a sacrifice bunt, a walk, and a run scored. Woolley is on deck.
Ooh, thought she might have been caught no man's land down there at first base.
Bergeron's view and angle were blocked a bit by the left-handed batter. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Harper. That's well placed on the knees on the outside edge. The 2-2 pitch with 2 outs. Slam foul again.
Hanging in there.
That pitch is high. Harper recognized it, and now the runner at first base will be moving with a 3-ball, 2-strike count and 2 outs.
And that's the pitch the Aggies have been swinging at.
A little sliver is all that Harper was able to manage, but that's all she needed, and she remains alive. Runs were scarce yesterday. They are scarce today.
Screwball off the plate.
The inning continues. Powell singled with 2 outs. Harper has walked with 2 outs. And she's been on base all 3 times.
So far, Lynch has been able to work herself out of these jams. And this is the same scenario that the Aggies had again. Will they capitalize?
As a team this year, the Aggies have been remarkably good in batting with 2 outs. They're hitting .344 with 2 outs over the course of the entire season, and they've driven in 95 runs with 2 outs. They're 2 for 4 today with 2 outs. Woolley has a sacrifice bunt and a base hit.
Been a screwball. Let's see what we're going to throw here.
Here's the 1-1. Popped up, left side, no play. Hall of Fame coach Yvette Girard and Lynn Rollins with you, and we are earnestly pleased that you have chosen to spend some time with us. Call a buddy and tell them the game is on, and it's a good one. But
Both
you may
games.
be watching in your living room, out on your deck, maybe in a sports bar somewhere, perhaps at an airport lounge or waiting area, wherever you may be enjoying SEC softball. Welcome aboard.
Been two really good games.
One ball, two strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Coco Woolley at the plate.
Hammered that rise ball, but it's an out.
Petty gets it over to Gutierrez. And for the second consecutive, Lynch and Petty and Ruderty.
There's that changeup for a strike.
Here's a bit of an oddity. LSU's first hit last night came in the 4th inning. And do you remember who got it? The
This
lady
one?
at the plate right now. So let's see if she can duplicate it from last night.
I like the way you phrased that.
Aggie
Kind of
pitchers have
danced
done.
around it.
Well, Aggie pitchers have done a really, really good job
Both
against
games.
LSU.
Both games.
That's a good take. Lynch was tempted.
Of course, Lynch launched one last time up, but Este tracked it down in left field and made a nice play.
She sure did. A great running catch. Here's the 2-1. Banged foul past third.
Hits it well again.
I'll tell you what, you could hang meat or furs in this press box.
I mean, how many coats do we need? We're going to start our talking like that in here.
Three balls and 2 strikes on Lynch.
Are you taking out hand warmers?
No, I wish I had one. That's lifted to center field, playable by Hill. She doesn't have to move much. And Lynch flies out for the second time, this time to center field.
Now batting second base is the 14, Carly Petty.
Carly Petty, the Oklahoma State transfer, has just been a mainstay at second base. She missed some games with, I think it was a little wrist surgery she had, not quite sure.
She walked in the second inning. And she does all of the little things very well.
She and Pleasance turn double plays as pretty as you'll see.
Really, as I think about that over the course of the last several years, it's the best I have seen.
What's unbelievable, the amount of double plays that are turned now. It used to be like, oh, that was a rarity if you saw one.
Well, the
Footwork.
middle infielders are just so good now, and they're improving every year.
Well, I think the footwork has a lot to do with it. Coaching. Guess we did a bad job of it before.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. When you've got a shortstop like Pleasance on the pivot at second base, she can make a bad throw and recover from it because of the arm angle and the velocity on her pegs to first.
Going to be different next year looking out there. Can they make a play? Yes, they can.
Left fielder Este goes into foul territory to make it.
the time of the day where the left side of the field gets a little hairy because that sun is starting to set in the west, and it's right in the on the third baseman and left fielder's eyes.
9 fly ball outs and 1 ground out. Last night, LSU had 14 fly ball outs and 3 ground outs.
Does that break up the no-no?
Yes, it does. Mackenzie Rudity is perched at first with 2 outs.
You know, she hit the ball really well last time. She sees that changeup. Reloads.
That's ruled an infield hit. And it's the first safety of the game
Well,
for the Tigers.
We said Ackerman was a good drop ball pitcher. Hence, you've seen a lot of ground ball outs. That was a beautiful drop ball right there.
Here's Bergeron, who popped up to the shortstop last time. LSU had 2 base runners in the second. They had 2 base runners in the third. They've got 1 base runner with 2 outs here in the fourth.
From Rain, Louisiana, the frog capital of the world. And you know, I don't know if they really have a lot of frogs in Rain compared to everywhere else, but in Louisiana, we don't have beaches and mountains, so we just name things so that we can have a festival and have fun.
Do you like frog legs?
I do. Tastes like chicken.
You're right, they do. Kind of a cross between chicken and fish, wouldn't you say?
I guess. My little great niece said they catch them. And she says to clean them, you got to just pull their pants down.
She's right. Speaking of frogs, this game is tighter than frog skin.
Ooh, I led you into that one.
1-0 Aggies in the fourth. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mackenzie Rudity on her way from first base.
Hey, that ball's alive.
It is a live ball. That ball was
hit the
not
ground.
caught cleanly.
It hit the ground.
And the umpire got it right. Now, this is going to bring a discussion.
Absolutely got it right. Catcher was throwing down because she should have thrown to first, really. Might have been easier play. She's going to ask for it on the headset, but that ball hits the ground.
It certainly does, which means the runner, the batter needs to be tagged out.
It's still live.
It is a live ball.
What a break for the Tigers here.
The ball hit the ground. The batter swung and missed. With 2 outs, it's a live ball. And we're going to extend the inning. That's going to be a strikeout and a wild pitch.
Okay, all you little girls watching out there, the ball is still alive. Throw the ball down to first. Of course, she threw it down to second, but the middle infielders left the field thinking it was the 3rd out. So the ball will still be alive here. She's got to catch it cleanly, and the bat does not touch it.
I don't think she was trying for the force at second base. I think she was pegging it down because
Exactly.
the runner was moving.
Yeah, she was thinking steal, and that's automatic, and would have been better if she threw it to first.
Absolutely. So the inning continues. Let's see if LSU can take advantage of a weird play. It's McKee at the bottom of the order.
Just when you thought you've seen it all.
A strikeout and a wild pitch.
Had a big home run against Nichols midweek.
Steve right to McKee, who hit a soft line drive to the third baseman last time. The 0-1. This is a big moment for the freshman. Well, actually, we've got a pinch hitter. This is Walker. Michaela Walker batting for McKee.
Blue has liked that high strike all night.
The 1-2. Oh, a very courageous take. This is a borderline pitch in the upper part of the strike zone. Well, maybe not so borderline.
Yeah, that's been
That
a
looked
strike.
like strike 3.
That's been a strike all day long.
Here's the 2-2. Can the Tigers break through here? We'll find out on another pitch. The 2-2 pitch, 2 on, 2 out. Aggies by 1. Ground ball to the third baseman. Powell's got it. Steps on the bag for the force. And the inning is over.
Edge of your seat kind of ball game.
To this point, this game is very much like the one last night. Hill has walked twice.
Right, the Aggies were leading most of the way last night. So Pleasance comes up with that bomb.
Kelly Lynch has flirted with danger all day. But she's been able to make some big pitches and has thrown shutout softball over the last 3 innings.
She's behind here, 3-0.
And she has been behind in the count frequently today. She's walked 4. She struck out 5. Make it 5 walks. Here's the 3-1. A check swing and a commitment.
Might have been ball 4, huh? Let's see. You can't tell from that angle, but wasn't quite sure she wanted to swing, and then it was too late.
Cannon is on deck. Was that an off-speed pitch?
Not sure.
3 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter here in the 5th. Jasmine Hill. She has walked in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. The only runner that has crossed the plate got to the bases via a walk. That was Harper leading off the game. Allie Newland is battling the sun in left field, but she's got it. And there's the first out here in the 5th.
And Lynch comes back from a 3-0 count to get that first out. Been a good ball game, but you can see she's at 99 pitches now, so working from behind.
Keely Williams, a sophomore, is going to pinch hit and face Kelly Lynch.
For Texas A&M down to plate number 18, Keely Williams.
So Williams is batting for Trinity Cannon, who popped up to shortstop and struck out. Cottrell is on deck. There's that lifter again.
It's just late, good movement. Just got that true upspin. Ooh, Lynn, I feel some heat. I think they turned on the heater in here.
One ball, two strikes, one out.
Good take there.
2-2.
But that ball started out of the zone. So she was able to identify it. Yep.
That one gets a lot of the strike zone.
All day long.
Williams comes off the bench and strikes out looking. That's a beautiful pitch.
Screwball on the outside corner. Dynamite to a lefty.
If Lynch can retire Cottrell, it will be the first time that the Aggies have not had a base runner in an inning, and that is exactly what happens. Cottrell fouled.
Competitive league.
There's a smash up the middle.
Allie Newland.
She jumped on the first pitch and hit it back from whence it came with authority.
Saw something she liked and was very aggressive. Are we going to have a pitching change? I think we might.
We were told that Emily Kennedy would be available today, the starter who threw so well last night.
Let's see if that's who's coming out of the pen. I don't
Well, the pitcher is walking.
think so.
She's going to give the ball to the new pitcher.
Nope, it's a righty, so it's not Kennedy.
95 against her.
Whoa.
However, against right-handed batters, scarce as they are in the LSU lineup, she has limited them to a 217 average.
Whereas Ackerman didn't throw a lot of changeups, we should see a bunch from Levitt.
Briggs at the plate.
And there's one. Highest pitch, her velo is 66. Her changeup is at 57.
Briggs has struck out and walked. Newland at first base, nobody out. The Aggies lead 1-0 in the fifth. That's bunted foul. So two failed attempts by Briggs. LSU is near the bottom of the SEC in sacrifice bunts this year. A 1-2. Off the plate.
I'm not sure that wasn't a pitch out.
Pleasance is on deck. Newland has opened the inning with a sharp single up the middle. Emily Levitt in the circle. Right back to Levitt. There's an out at first. No chance to get this out at second, I should say. And no chance to get the speedy Sierra Briggs at first base.
Yeah, Briggs runs too well, and she's always hustling.
But that inability to get the bunt down keeps a runner at first base. Now there's one out. Here's Pleasant. She was hit by a pitch last time, and she has flied to right.
There's that changeup. Not first strike, though.
Ball one.
Pleasant's, she's on top of the plate. Look at that.
A team leading 33 driven in for Pleasance. Ball two.
Tried to show the rise ball there. Levitt kind of shows, the ball a lot in her delivery. Hides it there. It separates.
Ball 3.
Golden opportunity for the Tigers here.
Pleasance can be picky.
And I'm sure A&M is being picky with what they're calling.
There's a strike.
Change up again. We said that would be the second most pitches we'd probably see from her.
Now Pleasance will have the green light. She bangs it into the left center field gap. Briggs rounds second. Briggs rounds third. Briggs is being waved home. Briggs scores standing up. And the hero last night is an early hero this evening.
She waited on that changeup, threw it one too many times maybe to Pleasance. Saw it and sprayed it to
just like last night, the Tigers have come back after trailing at least half the game by 1-0. We've got a 1-1 contest right now. And a chance for LSU to overcome the A&M lead. Giglio moves to third on the ground out to Wiggins, over to Harper. And Gutierrez rolls out 4-3. Here's Lynch. Lynch hit a ball deep to left field that was tracked down in the second inning and fly to center in her second at bat.
Kind of have deja vu here following last night's game.
Lynch has been really, really good with runners in scoring position, batting .471.
Lynch has just been prime time for the Tigers in the circle and with the stick.
Can she find a base hit here? Popped up. Third baseman calling for it, squeezes it in foul ground. That's Kennedy Powell. But the Tigers, Tennessee leading Auburn. Alabama is leading Kentucky in the fourth, 3-0. And South Carolina and Ole Miss are scoreless in the third. You're up to date in the SEC. Here's Allie Enright. She's been shut out in the series so far. This is one of the best hitters around.
Yeah, that leads the team in hits. Leads the teams with RBIs coming into this series. Oh my.
That is remarkable. Unbelievable by Allie Newland. You will never, ever see a better catch than this. And this crowd is waving its appreciation. That is absolutely sensational beyond description.
MVP, MVP. It's not much this girl has not done this year for the Tigers. Watch this play. I didn't think she could get to it. Full extension. That's about as... I better be on ESPN highlights tonight.
That is an incredible catch. That one marks as one of the best all time.
Talks about how her dad practiced with her and just go all out on every ball.
You have just seen something special. And had that ball not been caught, Enright would have been at least at second base.
Exactly. I thought it was going to drop one of those just little Texas leaguers in there, and when she left her feet, it's going to be an extra base hit, but Allie Newland, once again, putting up a highlight play. I mean, you've got the two-time Golden Glove winner in center field. Then you've got the left fielder making that play, and you've got a cannon in right field and Rudite.
The 1-2, way wide. I'm still blinking my eyes in disbelief on that unbelievable layout, full sprint catch by Ali Newland. Terrific stuff. The 2-2. Hammered long but foul.
Got a souvenir up there. Those little kids flying to that ball.
Wiggins shoots it out to Rudity. She doesn't have to move much. And there's the second out. So Wiggins flies to right field. That's 6 in a row now retired by Lynch.
So LSU has a senior at every position except third and catcher. Got a freshman at third, a sophomore catcher. Everyone else on defense is a senior.
Don't step away to the refrigerator early, because at the end of the top of the inning, as the teams exchange places on the field, we're going to show you that Newland catch again. Just something extraordinary.
As good as you'll find on any diamond, male or female.
Indeed. Eshte, the former Ragin' Cajun. 2-1, 2 outs, nobody on base. 1-1 ball game in the 6th.
It was tied up last night in the 6th, right? Lynch has thrown a whale of a ball game here.
As we mentioned in the open, her only chink in the armor this year has been the number of walks, and she's walked 5 today.
That's the first time I've seen a shake. Oh, that's not down the line.
That's a fair ball. It's picked up in foul ground by Newland, and look at that peg.
Once again.
Right back into the glove of Petty.
She just stopped a double play. I mean, a double down the line. That's the first time I've seen a pitcher shake this year.
Third baseman, number 1, Kennedy Powell.
Watch Newland get to this ball. It's fair between the third baseman and the foul line. Newland comes up firing, and that's a perfect strike on the fly to Petty. That's banged up the middle. Here comes Texas A&M trying to make a 2-out rally as Kennedy Powell is now 2 for 3.
And once again, if the Tigers get out of this inning, how big was that Newland catch?
Well, A&M would have been ahead by at least 1 right now.
Yep. Timing perfectly there on the slapper.
These last 2 swings by Eshte and Powell have been good ones. Here's Harper back to the top of the order. And there are no weak spots offensively.
Here comes Beth Torina. As we said,
A&M has added its 5th and 6th base hits of the game in this inning with 2 gone. And now back to the top of the order. It's Harper, a dangerous hitter. She's walked twice and singled and scored a run. She's played as an opposite field hitter by center fielder Briggs and left fielder Newland.
once again, a big moment in this game.
2-0.
Kind of game that everybody's on the edge of their seats. At any moment, something can happen.
6 strikeouts for Lynch, 5 walks, 6 hits allowed. The 2-1 pitch is tight.
I think she'll go to Berzon if she loads the bases here.
She's in danger of walking her 6th batter of the game. The 3-1 pitch. Off the mark and not close. And I think you've got to make the move here, Yvette.
She is. Here she comes.
Katerina will not waste a lot of time. All of this started with 2 outs at the plate in Coco Woolley.
There's
Steve,
that
right
drop
one.
ball right off the bat. And, of course, it's exactly what you want. Keep the ball in the infield. You got to force at every base. 2 outs.
That levels the count at 1. Coco Woolley has a sacrifice bunt, a base hit in the 3rd, and a ground out to second base in the 4th.
So, as a coach, you've been telling them zone down. Now you got to tell them to zone up.
That check swing is ruled in favor of Woolley. Berzon needs to find the strike zone here. A 2-1 count. That got the inside edge.
That was a little iffy there, but strike nonetheless.
And it got to the plate at 69 miles an hour.
That's a good pitch.
The 2-2. Grounded to Petty. The out at first. The Tigers wiggle their way.
A big bomb.
It's Petty, it's Rudity, it's Bergeron for the Tigers. Against the reliever, Emily Levitt. So Yvette, both starters are gone from the game now after yielding just 1 run.
Lynch flirted with disaster many times, but she kept coming back.
Two 2-0 on Petty. Carly has walked and flied to left field.
3-0.
Ackerman was lifted after giving up a base hit to Newland. That brought on Levitt last inning. And she gave up a 1-out RBI double to Pleasance. Three and 1 to Petty. Emily Levitt.
She has come back from digging her hole. Still got to make another pitch, though. Big breath, trying to refocus. Lost her. Tried to get her with that screwball, but was not a usable pitch.
LSU's trouble back in the Aggies' first inning started with a walk. And that opening game walk scored the only run for the Aggies. Let's see if the Tigers can turn this opening inning walk into a go-ahead run in the 6th. Rudity takes ball 1.
Good job by Rudity. Bunt, strikes.
She has lined out to right and singled. She's hit the ball hard twice.
Trisha Ford goes out to tell Cottrell, go talk to your pitcher. And the Tigers have a conversation of their own.
One run, 6 hits for Texas A&M. 1 run, 3 hits for LSU. Now everybody reassumes readiness. 2 balls, no strikes.
Levitt kind of having some problems here. Everything is elevated.
That one drops in.
Change up.
Rudity over the course of her career has proven to be a very clutch hitter. Can she deliver here? That surprised me a little bit.
Put the bunt on after Katerina must have changed her mind down there.
LSU with 12 sacrifice bunts this year. Rudity has 1. The 2-2 pitch. A little bit upstairs.
Will we see Kennedy, or will she leave her for tomorrow?
And will we see Petty running on this 3-2 pitch with nobody out? I doubt it.
I doubt it too.
She is not. The pitch is high. And the first 2 are aboard on walks. And it appears we're going to have a new pitcher. Emily Kennedy, last.
One of the lower ERAs we've come across.
Bergeron with the bunt on. Pokes at it and fouls it away. It is imperative that LSU gets a runner to third base with 1 out or less.
For the Tigers, a win means clinching the series. For A&M, it means it's all tied up.
Texas A&M, after 9 SEC games coming into this series, was 8-1. The best record ever for Texas A&M in the SEC after 9 games. This is a program on a rapid rise, Texas A&M. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off. That's into the...
Good catch up there.
That's into the clubhouse deck area just outside of it. A slightly split grip for Bergeron. The 0-2. Two home runs this year for Bergeron.
71 miles an hour on that last pitch.
That's the equivalent in baseball to right at 100. Here's the 2-2. Change up, and it's fouled away, lined into the right field corner,
And
foul.
Bergeron saw that pitch.
If you like old-fashioned softball, if you like defense, if you like games where every decision makes a difference, you have loved the last 2 days here in Baton Rouge.
Positive at bat for Bergeron. She couldn't put the bunt down. Of course, Kennedy wants to come out and get that first out for the Ags.
It's ripped up the middle. It's down for a base hit. Petty rounds third. Here's the throw. It's in plenty of time. She's tagged out. Throw back to third. Safe there. Carly Petty is gunned down at the plate.
And,
And we got some sort of complaint from Texas A&M.
No, the Tigers want obstruction. Texas A&M is going to say, well, you know, what are we right there? Common
After
sense.
further review, all plays at home plate, we have no obstruction at the plate. So that's going to be an out.
I think that's the right call.
I do too.
mean, it's common sense, which we don't use anymore. Of course LSU's going to do obstruction. If I was down there, I'd do it too, because heck, half the time they're going to say it is obstruction.
Well, after all is said and done, Petty is thrown out at the plate.
And it wasn't even close.
Rudity winds up at third. Bergeron winds up at second, and now we're going to have a pinch runner for her. This is Savannah Bedell.
And Cottrell came up throwing sidearm to third. It was a nice peg. But again, I talk about, you know, they've kind of cleared up pitching because they don't call any illegal pitches now. But, you know, the slapper's out of the box, but this obstruction deal is the next issue that we've got to really clear up.
Here's McKee. LSU still with a ripe opportunity. McKee bangs it. What a play at second base.
That?
They get the out at first, but McKee delivers the ground ball RBI.
How about that freshman hitting it to the glove side of the right side of the infield? Exactly what you want.
And Wiggins made a whale of a play at second base.
Oh, she stopped 2 runs.
But she only had one opportunity, and that was at first.
You see Lauren Castle out there in the stands, ex-LSU Tiger.
The Tigers will carry at least a 1-run lead into the 7th.
Texas A&M is challenging.
Reviewing it before I think they're even asking. But the Tigers in this crazy inning have gone ahead 2-1.
Newland at the
Oh,
plate.
here
The ball
comes-
bounces by. Here comes another run. Bedell scores from third.
I would say in a game like that, who blinks first? And I think the Aggies blinked. It's a changeup that she leaves short.
Very short.
And that's what, you know, the possibility of that can happen.
LSU has 2 in the 6th. Trying to win and come from behind fashion for the 2nd consecutive day. The 2-0. No matter what Newland does with this at bat, no matter what her offensive totals are in this game, she has made the play of the game in left field defensively one of the plays of the year defensively.
She absolutely did. She kept A&M from scoring a run and going ahead in this game. That's why I love defense. I just love it. It's all about passion and commitment.
It's like rebounding in basketball.
Absolutely.
There's got to be a want to. The 3-2 pitch to Allie Newland. Off the mark, the inning continues. Here's Briggs, who has struck out, walked, scored a run after reaching on a fielder's choice. Runner is off.
And oh, man, Cottrell almost took Kennedy's head off.
But Newland was sneaky away from first and easily stole that base.
And Cottrell kind of, I don't know, she didn't get some help that she was going.
I really
Kind
like
of
that
fell
decision
asleep.
to send
yeah,
Newland.
of course. You just pile it on while things are a little crazy.
Even if she's thrown out, you're going to carry a 2-run lead into the 7th. And that's a good gamble by LSU. The 1-1 to Briggs. 2-1.
Man, these two games have been good.
They have been dandies.
Fun games.
And guess what? It's 3, 4, and 5 in the order for Texas A&M as we go to the 7th.
Like I said, though, it's a good switch. Kelly Lynch with the rise ball. Coaches are telling them to zone down. Then you come in with Berzon, who's all down. Now you got to zone back up. And there's another. Ooh, no. Yep, stopped her.
Woolley was able to keep it on the infield, and that saved a run.
Once again, she's done a fantastic job of that. Boy, Newland was thinking home. Beth had to get out there in a hurry to stop her, which is exactly how you want to run bases.
That's in the dirt, and after a false start, Briggs sees it trickle away and moves up. That'll be a wild pitch.
Kennedy.
The middle to extend the inning and really set it all up.
Well, that's the way.
That was huge.
That's the way you salvage yourself, because you want something positive for your team. If you don't get the bunt down, then you dang well better get a hit or move runners.
That floater drops in for a strike. 1-2, 2 outs. Pleasance is trying to ring the bell right here again. It was her RBI double that tied the game in the 5th at 1. So Pleasance has had a huge part in both of these games against the Aggies. The game-winning home run in the 8th inning last night, and a game-tying RBI double tonight.
Might have been a little low, but that was an awfully good pitch.
The 2-2. Low again.
Tried to leave that in the dirt.
And all of a sudden, Cottrell has been turned into a road blocking machine down there, road grader.
She's ready to get this inning over with.
The 3-ball, 2-strike count. First base is open.
Jammed her, but foul ball off her foot. Ouch. But once again.
She is wearing that guard, isn't she? The shin guard?
Yep.
Might have hit her on the knee. The 3-2 pitch. Inside, ball 4. The inning continues for Gutierrez.
And this crowd is alive.
Oh, it's pulsating in here.
Borderline pitches for Kennedy.
1 for 3 with the bases
Not
loaded
that
this
one.
year is Gutierrez. Tiger Park has taken on
New life.
life here in the late innings. That's a nice pitch by Kennedy.
Oh, that's 2 in a row here.
1 run, 6 hits, no errors for the Aggies. 3 runs, 5 hits, no errors for LSU.
Tried to come back with that backdoor curve.
Gutierrez has walked, flied to center, and grounded to second base. The 2-2 pitch.
And everyone will be off to the races here.
It will be Ils sont partis.
Ils sont partis. It's the racetrack in Lafayette. That's what they say. Ball
4.
It's an inning
Wow.
that has gotten away from the Aggies and is plus for the Tigers.
A 3-run sixth to take a 4-1 lead for LSU. And here's Lynch, the 9th batter to come to the plate.
What a crazy inning. 9th batter.
She has flied to left field. Este making a great running catch. She has flied to center, and she has fouled out to third. Lynch this year is 2 for 3 with the bases loaded. The outfield is deep and straight away.
Kennedy just, oh, there's a strike.
That's a beautiful floater by Kennedy. Three and one.
No place to put her. All 4.
2 consecutive runs have been walked in. And things are slipping away for the Aggies in the 6th. Here's Petty, who got this thing started 9 batters ago with a walk. And she was the one who was thrown out at the plate.
That's true. That seems like that was innings ago.
Two balls and no strikes.
There's some action in the Aggie bullpen. They down to 1 pitcher, of course. Re-enter.
That's a high strike. Petty has been to the plate 5 times this season with the bases loaded, and she has delivered 3 base hits. Kennedy comes back to level the count at 2. Now we go to 3 balls, 2 strikes for the 3rd consecutive batter with the bases loaded. That hit her, I believe, or did it get part of the bat?
I think it hit the end of the bat.
It got the bat, and it's turned into a force out at home.
And Beth is going to challenge that. Did it hit the bat, or did it hit her?
The umpires signaled play on.
Petty is saying it hit her. Oh, that's very close. I don't know if they're going to overrule this. Looks like it hit the knob, but it's very close to her hand, too.
The way it bounced straight back off the knob and the angle of the bat indicates to me that it indeed did hit the bat.
And it was such a solid thud.
But that is very difficult to call with certainty. But Birmingham has been alerted, and we will soon get a ruling.
And I'm sure
Call
he got
on the field is upheld.
Yep.
Ball did hit the bat.
All right. What an inning. 4 in the frame for the Tigers as they rally and take a 5-1.
First days like this, it won't be truly indicative of how close this game was for 6 innings. But the Tigers just erupted here.
And now Sydney Berzon, who got the final out in the 6th, will try to nail it down for LSU. There's a high strike that levels the count on Jasmine Hill. Hill has walked twice and flied to left field. That's a good pitch by Berzon in on the hands. Even if you send that one with solid contact, it's not going very far.
She's got that two-seam fastball that she can throw. The ball moves.
The Tigers were shut out in the first 4 innings, but they tied it on an RBI double by Pleasance in the 5th, and they took control with 4 in the 6th. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch.
Location, location, location. Hard to hit where that ball was just pitched. Good looking screwball.
Number 24,
Maya Perez, who had a pinch hit opportunity last night, comes off the bench and takes a strike. Perez lined out to left field in the 7th inning last night.
Aggies came into this series 8-1. In the SEC.
Texas A&M is 28-5 on the year. They are 8-2 in the league. LSU is 27-4 and 6-4 in SEC play after 10 games. The 2-1 pitch, low and away. Cottrell is on deck.
Oh, beautiful changeup. So she's changing speed, she's changing planes.
That one just floated right over the middle of the plate.
A little flip change.
Now the 3-2 pitch to the pinch hitter. Off the mark. That's a good at bat by Perez. That's not an easy thing to do. You come off the bench in the 7th, your team trailing, and she's able to get aboard.
And she'll be a pinch runner here.
That's the 7th walk from LSU pitchers, 6 of them issued by the starter Lynch. And Yvette, quite frankly, you don't win a lot of games when you walk 7 batters.
Well, that's exactly what A&M got in trouble with in the last inning, walks.
This is Haley Golden, the pinch runner. Cottrell slaps it down off the glove of the third baseman. She recovers and gets it over to Petty. McKee stayed right with it.
Quick release by McKee.
That ball was slammed on a hop to McKee.
Knocked it down.
No panic, and considering the circumstances, a good throw to second base. And we'll have a pinch runner at first. This is Scout Lovell. So the Aggies are down to their last out. Enright takes a strike. Enright has not had a base hit in the series. She has struck out twice in this game, and it was on her line drive into the left field corner that Allie Newland made a great play.
Probably changed the complexity of the game.
And when I say great play, that doesn't even start to describe what we saw defensively by Newland.
Male or female? Can't do it any
1-2
better.
pitch, the crowd up.
That ball is tomahawk.
Yes, it is.
Way foul.
The crowd is rising. Can LSU hold on here? Swing and a miss. And the Tigers, for the second consecutive night, have come from behind in the late innings and prevail